Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently working on fighting the Pelosiman Nation, as usual. We're currently bombarding over at Halvam, and this is going to be done pretty soon over here. So these fleets are going to be freed up to go after this, although that might actually just fail this attack. No, it'll probably succeed that, but we'll definitely want to go take that back and go take back Zimpok. Now, up over this direction, we're working on pushing them back over here, and that's absolutely what we want to see. So that's all looking good for now. We are going to need to reinforce some fleets, and we've got 3.6k alloys right now. Oh, there was just a month tick. Okay, I did run the game for a little bit there. I was like, I'm pretty sure we spent all of the alloys at the end of last episode. I still think we did, but we can definitely get some upgrades going here for the second Corolla. So that's at full strength now. The 19th needs more reinforcements, so that's absolutely understood. We'll keep pumping those out for now. We're going to be going in and attacking up over here soon enough, and that'll be fine. The Pelosiman Nation isn't going to be very happy about this war for very long. I don't know why they declared it, to be honest. I've been saying that about virtually every war that the AI declares in this series, and the statement remains true. I still don't know exactly what they're trying to achieve here, but sure. So we've got this Crucible world here. I want to go through and look for upgrades specifically and exclusively to Crucible worlds right now. So here's a Crucible world, nothing to be done here. Crucible world here, I mean, we could upgrade these, but this doesn't actually help what I'm interested in. So I'm not actually going to queue these. That's fine for now. I want to increase our alloy production. This is what I want to see here. So we can definitely get some upgrades going here. And I suppose we could put in nutritious gels and chloroplastic acclimators here. It's fine. We'll just get that done for now. Okay, beautiful. So that will further boost our alloy production. We're currently gaining almost 3,000 alloys per month, which is fairly significant, to be clear. So over here in Halvam, how are we doing on Key Roost? Okay, this is just about to be finished. It's so close to being done. Beautiful. 2 more days, I think. Done. Okay. So that's now fully under control by us, and we'll see if we retain control of that or not. For now, we need to make our way over to Bapagia. And in the meantime, of course, we need to continue to reinforce what fleets we can. So we're just going to do that for now. That'll get all of our alloys spent down. That seems good for the moment. Okay, so we're going to get them pushed back over this direction. I'm assuming they're not going to be coming through up over here anytime soon, but you never can tell. For now, we'll just push through this area, and we'll get Chiblar under control. That's the goal for the moment. So these guys, they're going to be taking Bapagia back, and how's this going anyway? Yeah, they're going to take this, but this is not going to be particularly threatening for us. So that looks good. I do want to get this fleet reinforced again. There we go. We'll just continue to work on making all of those ships for that. Excellent. So yeah, this is controlled by us at this moment, which is a little bit awkward, but I guess it's fine. Doesn't really matter all that much. We are in Federation after all, so I guess it's completely okay. So we're going to be fighting our way through this area up over here. It's going to take a little bit of time, but we will see what ends up happening with that. And of course, we want to take Zimpok back, but this bombardment over at New Light, this is going to be significant. We are working our way through this very, very slowly. Incredibly slowly. There's a machine uprising in the interstellar Favarian conglomerate. Okay, that's actually convenient for us. I don't think the machine uprising is going to be very successful, but that'll definitely keep them busy for a little bit. So that's absolutely a good thing for us. We do need to continue to reinforce this fleet, and I want to grab an additional Crucible world, because we want to continue to work periodically here on getting these upgrades done. Okay, we'll get these nutritious dells in here. That'll go up to a solid light smelter, and then we'll get the rest of that upgraded. That'll be fine for the moment. What else do we have for crucibles? Well, we've got this one, And here we can absolutely put in some smelting pools. That seems absolutely great. We do need additional biomass to get this done. Understood. So we'll just grab that biomass here in a moment. There we go. Eventually we'll get our month tick. Perfect. Cool. So we'll get that smelting pool in here. We'll get these upgrading to a smelting kiln, but there's only so much that we can do here. We're not interested. Move along. Okay, so we finished up this terraformation, which is great. We need to be working on getting these terraformations completed. So this is at 100% habitability. This is 83. Let's terraform that. Anything that's under 100% habitability is going to get terraformed over to a tropical world at this moment. But we only have so much energy credits to do this. So that's understood. We'll get this terraformed over. This will be terraformed over. This will definitely be terraformed. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely some solid gains to be had here. So that's all fine. This one can get terraformed. We're going to run out of energy credits for this eventually. This is already a tropical world here. It's as good as it's going to get, unfortunately. And here's 100, 100. What do we got going on down here? These are 100. This is already a tropical world. This is a continental world. We'll get that over. Sounds good. And then these are all tropical worlds. We can see that in the outliner, so I'm going to skip those. This is a continental here. This is a continental. That's a tropical. This is a Gaia. We don't actually mind Gaia. Gaia is, of course, fine. So those are all tropical. These are Gaia. That's tropical. So we'd be down to this continental world at this point. Okay. So we're going to get a lot of these transforming over. These are all tropical here. This is a tomb world. We don't have enough to get that going. So we'll just call it good there for now. Okay. We do have some alloys, so let's go ahead and reinforce this fleet. That'll be the 8th Corolla. Those are elders. Stop it. Okay, so this is a Harbinger. We need an additional Harbinger here. These are juveniles down here. That seems fine, but we need to get rid of these elders and replace them with these juveniles, like so. There we go. Now we're building the Titan first. That's what we want to see. Excellent.
Predators engaged.
So they brought an additional fleet into Zimpok. That's definitely noted. And we can see that they do have some forces around here. So that's a dimensional fleet. That's a regular fleet. So we don't really care too much about that. We're just going to hit here. No problem whatsoever. We're going to get this under control, obliterate this fleet, and that looks good. Our swarming, not so great, but it'll do. Yeah, it's good enough.
The wild expands.
But we'd definitely like to be swarming a little bit closer to on top of the enemy fleet. That would be ideal. But it's good enough. Okay, so now we need to ask the question, do we want to send this fleet over to Zimpok? I'm thinking maybe we leave 2 fleets at Chiblar up over here. Just so that they don't come back through on this side. And then the rest of these fleets can head over to Zimpok, which means that this force would be capable of pushing out this way, like that. And then maybe cutting off this area and carving that up a little bit. I'm just looking out over here. They don't have a lot of worlds out over this way. They do have a few, but not a ton. So that's definitely an interesting option over that way. I do want to get this reinforcing, and that's absolutely fine. Looks like we're running into a situation now where our shortage might actually be transitioning to food instead of being alloys, and that's a good situation to be in, for sure. So we'll keep an eye on that, and that'll be fine for now. So as far as this over here goes, I'm thinking that we might have this fleet go here. Now let's just wait for all of these to move in. Any moment now. There we go. So with all of these in here, we're currently fighting this outpost. Okay, sure. Surely it's going to go away, right? One of these days. Well, with us swarming here, maybe not. But, it'll go away eventually. There we go. Perdition beam. That's what we need. Okay, so we're having one of these, and that's going to be the 19th Corolla, is going to go to Chiblar. Then we're going to have the whirling Corolla go to Viriac. The rest of these, that's not the 19th and not the whirling, are going to go back. So we're going to deselect these two, and they are going to make their way all the way back over to Zimpok. Perfect. And then the whirling Corolla is currently heading over to Viriac. After it's done with that, it's going to head to Chiblar, and it's going to just park at the wormhole. And then the 19th, which is in here somewhere, there it is. After it's done with Chiblar, it's just going to park at the wormhole as well. Perfect. Now we can't actually use the wormhole because of the dimensional lock, but that's okay. So we're pushing up over this direction, we're responding to Zimpok, and we've got additional alloys that I do want to spend here, so we'll go ahead and do so. Perfect. That's getting some stingers going there. That's now at full strength. And this Corolla here, we do need to get rid of these maulers and get some maulers in here. Same with weavers. We need a few of these. Otherwise, this looks good. Okay, that gave us this weaver. I'm just going to get rid of it. I'm sure it'll be fine. So that's this fleet here. Okay. That's absolutely okay. So we're going to get these Titans built eventually. But it's going to take a while. That's absolutely understood. So for the time being, this is fine, but the real question is, what are they going to try to do about this? Like, there's very little that they can do here, I feel like. We're going to go over this direction. We apparently can't build our starbase here. Oh, right, because another ship is building that. That's our second ship. Yeah, we're going to come in over here. That's this ship. Cool. So we're going to take Furcad. No problem here. It's already under our control. Excellent. And we are, of course, going to take Chiblar. No problem there either. Already under our control. Perfect. So they're kicked out of this region. Most of our forces are making their way back. They just needed to get over to the hyper relay here so that they can jump out of there. Now that they're in the hyper relay network, they'll move a lot faster. But we can see that they've definitely moved a couple of extra forces into Zimpok. And we're still working our way through... Oh my. Kaboom. That's not something we did. I think that's something that they did a long time ago. Okay. So that's noted. Very exciting indeed. Well, the Fallen Empire must be happy because we're at war with the Pelosiman Nation as they requested. So that's a thing. Not that we're scared of the Fallen Empire. We could beat them at this point. And they're actually fighting the United Deathican Commonwealth. I just noticed that. Interesting. Okay, well, that's fine for the moment. We just need to clean up these areas and continue to reinforce our ships here. So we'll get that all done. This is not at full strength. We're lacking food. Okay, I'm going to buy a little bit of food here. And we're going to reinforce this. Full strength. Perfect. Next up, we've got this fleet. And this looks good. So let's go ahead and reinforce that. And we can see that Titan immediately starts construction. Excellent. And we're going to need some more food and some more alloys to continue to get this reinforced, but that's not a surprise at all. Okay, so down over this direction, we see this force currently jumping into Thabit. That's rude of them. That's very rude. We're going to jump drive out if we have time. We'll see. I kind of doubt we'll have time.
Predators engaged.
But this means that they're going to be able to repair this, which is very sad. Are we still charging the jump drive? I'm not sure what's going on here. I don't know if these guys are going to jump out or not. That'll be a little odd. It doesn't matter either way. We're fine with it. It's okay. We're making our way back to Kimithar, and we'll be there fairly soon. So these guys, they're heading into Chiblar, and at this moment, we need to continue to reinforce, after this autosave anyway, the 10th Corolla. There we go. That's at full strength. And the 11th Corolla is now what needs to be worked on. So we need some more food. We'll buy in some. The price on food is rising. That's not terribly surprising. Wait, these are elders. Hang on. Cancel these. There we go. We don't want elders. Let's get those down to juveniles. Excellent. Much better. So now we're building the Titan and these juveniles. That's what we want to see. Okay, so these guys over here, they are definitely going to lose this battle. Oh, we jump drived. We did successfully jump drive. Fascinating. Well, why don't you come on over here and enter orbit for now and get some repairs going. A novel galactic tempest is raging in Karasta. Utterly unlike anything we've encountered before, our attempts at scanning the phenomenon have proven futile. What, if anything, lies within its mysterious depths? Mysterious Tempest. Is this an endgame crisis? Concerning. Okay. Well, we'll be leaving this area pretty soon. But this is kind of close to our territory. So we'll keep an eye on that. If that's an endgame crisis, it's a new one that I've not experienced before. So we'll see what that is. That could be neat. Okay, for the time being, of course, we need to wrap up this current engagement, if that's going to be the case. But for that to happen, we need to have these guys just push up over this direction for now. We're just going to get all of this taken over and then push out this way. I want to get these guys completely dealt with like that. And then from there, we can push up this way. And there's just very little stopping us from advancing over in this direction. So we can then push up like this, and this wormhole might well be the one that connects here. Can we explore the wormhole while it's... No, we can't. This is going to expire in 3.7 years. Okay. Well, that'll keep this fleet busy for a while. And that's absolutely fine. So we're going to have these guys heading back to Kimithar very, very shortly. That looks good. And we're going to have a month tick here shortly as well. Eventually. One of these days. There we go. Okay, so with that in place, we can reinforce the 11th Corolla. So that's not done yet, but it's very close. I'm going to buy a few alloys and a little bit of food. It's still not enough. Okay, sad. I should have looked at that, but it's fine. So we're going to have these guys chill here. My suspicion, though, is that that's this wormhole in Firmathrios. I don't know that for a fact, but that's my current theory. Do we see any other wormholes in their territory? There's this one in Rezor. It could be that. Theoretically. It could be. I don't know that it is, but we're just going to assume that it is for now, because that would be the worst case scenario for us. So that's fine for the moment, and we're just going to move these guys on up. That all looks fine for now. Okay, so we see that there's a dimensional fleet out over here. That's absolutely fine. We would love to engage that dimensional fleet with what we've got here. We are going to demolish that dimensional fleet. So we're going to do exactly that. We're going to arrive over here fairly soon, and we are, of course, going to want to reinforce our 11th Corolla very shortly here. And we can see what all we need to get fully reinforced. We can see that there are some fleets. There's one fleet that actually has taken a loss that isn't reinforced right now, and I'm not sure which one that is. Waiting for the month tick here. So there's this fleet here. That'll bring us down to 2 fleets needing to be reinforced. One of them is this fleet, which we don't care about. And the other fleet is the 2nd Corolla. We just need a few maulers here. Done. So that's now done, and all we need to do now is start pumping ships into the Skyfall Void Wings, which we can do. This does not cost us food, this only costs us alloys. So those will get worked on as a lower priority. Excellent. So reinforcements are continuing to stream in from our shipyards, which are working very steadily at this moment. We can see here, we've got 4 Titans being worked on in Jana, apparently. That's a lot of Titans. Over here, we've got 3 Titans being worked on in Ustir. In Plantheart, we've got a Titan. In Ostici, no Titans. There's a lot of things queued up, though. So it's going to take time to get those out to the front lines, of course, but that's absolutely A-okay. So we're going to head out over here, build a starbase in Hraztan. And yeah, I don't know what's going to go on with this mysterious Tempest. We'll keep an eye on that, for sure. Okay, we've come in and attacked them at Zimpok. This is only 1 fleet that's here right now. We have more fleets behind this, and they shouldn't be very far away, to be honest. Yeah, they're definitely making their way in there. We've got these fleets coming in here and fighting the Dimensional Fleet. So this fleet was pretty early. The others are just popping in now. We should be pretty okay on this front, though. We know we perform very well against this sort of fleet, but that's an enormous Dimensional Fleet. No doubt about that. But we are already starting to take out their ships. Unfortunately, this is not a good heading for our swarmers. They're clearly attempting to go to this station, and I really wish that they would engage this fleet instead. They're going to clip the side of the fleet, but this is not an ideal engagement for us. Okay, this is taken out. I'm hoping that they're going to pivot. There's no pivoting happening. That is very unfortunate. Please, just go attack. No attacking? No attacking. Well, we've done a lot of damage with our long-range engagements at this point, and these guys are going to do some damage as they swipe past. But this is not a great angle for that engagement. That's for sure. So we're going to get Zimpok taken over with no problem here. That's going to be back under our control momentarily. But this engagement up here, this could definitely go better. And it would go better if these guys were swarming here instead of swarming here. Alas. But look at this. The Dimensional Fleet is actually chasing us down this way. They are not attacking our vulnerable backline over in this arc. That's a huge deal for us, actually. That means we're able to still sit back and snipe away at them with our fighters and with our long-range weaponry.
Growth continues.
Meanwhile, they're coming in to engage these guys. Now, they're going to be able to do that more piecemeal than they should be able to do. But that means that we're still going to be able to get some combat effectiveness out of this. I expect them to retreat pretty soon, actually. This battle's going poorly for them. It could be going a whole lot better for us if our ships were, you know, working properly, but that's just the state of the game, unfortunately. Nothing we can do about it. But obviously, we're not supposed to be here. These guys, they're supposed to be right here instead. It does feel like they're kind of drifting this direction, though. And we've done a lot of damage to this Dimensional Fleet. So that's going to continue to do a lot of damage, and just look at all those fighters come in out over here. We're taking more damage than we needed to here, but I still think we'll win that. So that seems absolutely fine. Now, these guys popped in here and took back Zimpok. We need them to come over to Thabit and get back to bombarding New Light. That needs to be the goal before that gets repaired, because that's actively being worked on right now. The real question is, how many losses are we truly going to take here? And you can see at this point, the tide has definitely turned in our favor. We have the distinct advantage at this moment. And they've moved in enough that our swarmers are mostly able to attack them despite being in an awkward position. So that's all dealt with. We did certainly take some damage. So the 10th Corolla needs some work done. No doubt about that. We need a lot of Maulers here. And we lost a lot of Weavers as well. What did we lose for Harbingers? Well, we did lose a few of them. Okay. So we'll get all of that reinforced. Then we need the 2nd Corolla here, which is going to need a bunch of Maulers and a couple Weavers. Actually, there's a fair number of Weavers that we need to put in there. And then those Harbingers, we would need a couple of additional Harbingers. Otherwise, that looks good. Now, we can't reinforce this yet. So the other fleet here is the Flourishing Corolla. So this is going to need some Mauler reduction here, for sure. And then place those into Juveniles. And the same with some Weavers. There we go. And finally, we need one Harbinger here. Okay. That could have been far worse, to be honest. So we'll need to wait for some additional food to come in here, or buy some. I'll buy 2.1k, but we're definitely going to need more than that. Okay. So we finished up this battle out over here as well. They tried to come through this wormhole. Noted. Okay, so we're going to head over to Thabit here. We'll arrive there in the eventual times. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will continue to prosecute this war and keep an eye on this mysterious Tempest out over here. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Spock, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.